Okay, let's clarify the Bitcoin white paper being used as evidence, this latex file thing that's going on right now in the COPA Wright case, and also mention my story here about what happened with Do Kwon and Luna and UST, and hopefully people could learn from my laugh at my suffering as to how I suffered and lost from that. So, first things first, though, there's a friend of mine, actually Satoshi, who I have done an interview with here on this channel. And also I met him in person in London. So he's a real guy, which I totally respect, meeting someone in person like that. You got to put a name with the face, and he has a great channel. And I on his channel, he put out a video a number of months ago. I'm going to share something here with you really quick, showing the profitability of mining blocks on BSV from that time until now. And I think it's significant before I mention these other two subjects. Let me show this to you. So if you notice, and this video was from back in August, it was August 28th. At that time, Bitcoin mining profitability, this is from CoinDance, this is on one of his videos, Satoshi, it was currently 28%, basically 29% more profitable to mine BTC at that particular time. Now that's changed. According to CoinDance now, it's 4.5%. And I saw it as low as 1% almost earlier this morning or yesterday. That's something to keep an eye on. Miners are definitely looking at profitability as their bottom line. And that is a pretty slim margin and difference right now. So it's really interesting. Another just a factor that's going on here as we're leading up into this case. So one of the articles that came out here, it's from Coin. It's another coin site article, and let me just see if I could find the website here. It was okay. This gentleman, Samuel Wan from Daily Coin, he writes an article, Bitcoin SV price as writes, boost Satoshi legitimacy claims. And it just looks like it just came out yesterday. So one of the things he mentions here about the white paper evidence and stating that a quote here from the case, which I just want to clarify, he's quoting that the relevant latex files are unique and such as may possess such that mere possession of them is evidence of authorship of the white paper claimed by the expert. Now, I don't want to bust this guy's bubble, but if you look at the actual court case filing itself, it's not claimed by an expert. All right. So we want to be correct about it. That was that article is actually quoting this judgment here from the 20th, and it's talking about Miss Fields relates two key pieces of evidence from Dr. Wright about how it's infeasible that it could be re-engineered, and also how where Ms. Field also mentioned how the 97 documents which were stored on this drive, and she's making allegations about what her conclusions are about lobbying for her client. She is Wright's attorney, not an expert. That's a really important correction here on this article. Now, I think this article is really interesting that it points out how the Korean people the Korean market is booming that price on BSV because of a Korean exchange, BSV and CRW off of a exchange in Korea. So that's just interesting, but that's a correction here to be aware of, that it's not the expert. This evidence is not being heard by an expert yet. Now we're waiting for trial on that, but it's going to be heard, and Ms. Fields is Wright's what's called solicitor. All right, so that's a interesting correlation here. All right, so hopefully we could learn also from our friend, well, not our friend, is a guy called Do Kwon, and my experiences and you guys can laugh at my my foolishness. He was just ruled today, and it was a case in the United States New York District Court. It was a summary judgment was granted for the SEC on a claim that Terraform sold unregistered securities, Luna and MRI tokens, but denied the fraud claim. So it's been determined as of today that Terra was selling unregistered securities. Now, for those of you who don't remember, the Terra, it was pegged by the UST. This is in May of 2021 that it went to zero. Now, let me just give my perspective and experience. Okay. I had actually gotten the Terra. It was a Luna pretty early, man. It was like it was early. I got plugged in from a friend of mine. I was like, let me go ahead and get some and move some things into Luna. So I did. Now playing it safe when Luna went way up at that time, it went way up to like, I don't know. I'm sure. I think it was like, it was a high. It went way up to like, I think it was $70. I can't remember, but whatever it was, I thought I was playing it safe by moving it to UST. So I had moved it to UST, forgot about it, just let it sit there a while. Wasn't really like following and trading and all that. Then all of a sudden, UST went to something like five. It depegged. It was at $1. Then all of a sudden, it went to like worth 1 cent to $1. It was like first it went to like 20 cents, and I couldn't believe it, so I didn't do anything. I was like, that's gonna fix itself. But anyways, it ended up going to 0 or 1 cent or 2 cents or whatever, So I mean, and now it's been claimed to be a security. So we can learn from my experience, and that was a substantial amount of money in UST at the time. It was what it was valued at that I had on there. It was like $40,000, So that's a lot of money to me. I mean, to anybody, I would think you just lose $40,000 overnight and just, the thing went to 0. So it was, hey, I got suckered into a scam, and I gotta, hopefully you guys can learn from my, heartache from something like that. Now I didn't consider it heartache. I was like, you know what, something good's going to come out of this. And, I'd already knew about Bitcoin. Of course, I'd already had Bitcoin before and followed the fork carefully in 2017 and all the, stuff that was going on when BTC forked away, and then Bitcoin Cash created another fork, the other separation. And I'm considering that they forked off because they forked away from the original protocol. They got the white paper protocol, which is set in stone. And then anybody else who's forked on to a different path, that's a fork. So just the one Bitcoin has been on, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision has been on the same path that entire time. So I've been aware of that, but I got a little distracted by this Luna thing at that time because it was a great project. But now at the time we thought it was, but I thought it was, but obviously it wasn't. It was a scam. And so we just got to learn and be mindful of this because there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype on that. It was everywhere. Oh, it's going to go to the moon, all these things. We see that with XRP. I mean, God, I was a victim of that as well, and I'm not trying to tell people that it's a bad, well, do your own research because these unregistered, that case is up in the Court of Appeal right now. And, it looks like it will definitely go back to the district court, on that case. We'll see. But that day is not over yet, and that's likely, we'll see. I would say likely going to be found to be a security. But Bitcoin is not a security, dude. Why? Because there was no central origin. Remember when the white paper was issued, October, was it 2009, 2008? It was a full 90-day period. Notice and opportunity for anyone and everyone to start the network. No one started the network. So Satoshi did in January. There was 90 days, notice and opportunity. So there's no central founder. And that's the other thing. It's an anonymous party. This case will determine who Satoshi is, but it's still not going to, Bitcoin, it's clear that it doesn't meet the elements of being a security under the Howey's test. It's the one that doesn't. Now, this other thing, the BTC, which, it sure seems more, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how things play out. But my point is that be mindful of all these things, all these crypto projects, because they look like they're all securities. I don't see how they're not. Ethereum is definitely, come on. I mean, I was involved in the ICOs of Ethereum. We were buying, just basically an IPO initial. It was no different than that, but it was in coin. I remember being involved in a project which had so much marketing in it. Oh my gosh, it was the biggest marketed project of all time, and I'm forgetting what it was called now. Yeah, oh, Tezos. That's right, Tezos, and it's going to be the best thing ever. It's better than Bitcoin. All these other things. I mean, these were all these ICOs that were on there. What are they doing now? Who's building and actually bringing forward adoption? Because remember, yesterday we talked about adoption. It's not about the price. Prices matters. It's important. Yeah, it is important, but we got to look at like what's driving the price. Is it just pure speculation, trading? Oh, going to the moon, or is it adoption, use, real world, real case use and usability of the blockchain? And I'm just not seeing that. I would love to see, that XR or the Ripple actually has a real world use. I see a lot of articles that saying, well, we're going to try out Ripple, or we're going to try out the Ripple blockchain, but nobody seems to be using it. I don't know. I would love to be proven wrong on that, because if it's proven to be using and adopted right now, that can be proven, then we should know about that. I want to know about it. I'm not saying that it's not. I just haven't seen it. But we are seeing real world adoption on Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin as in Satoshi Vision. I mean, we're seeing massive, I wouldn't say massive. Okay. But definitely adoption. And it's clear that it's being utilized in a pretty, it's being utilized more than anything else. That's just anything else. There's no question about that. I mean, just look at the transaction volume. So it's being utilized more than anything else. So it's going in the right direction. And if something else can show that it's being utilized more and having more real world adoption, we should know about it. Right now, we don't see that. So just in summary, I wanted to just let's see. Just in summary, I remember when that Luna was going on, and I'm thinking they were trading this thing called mirror token. I mean, and it was mirroring assets on the SEC, like Tesla stock, and you could buy mirrored assets on there. They said it wasn't a security, but they didn't have any court order saying that. They were just saying it's not. But now it's clear that the judge found it to be a security. Clear Luna and MIR token were securities. And I mean, I guess it's obvious for a lot of people, but hopefully you didn't get caught up in that scam. And there's so many others right now that are just like this, that haven't been put to zero yet. So this little crypto stuff is extremely risky. It's high risk, and I just hope that people are mindful. If they're out there trying to make money in crypto, good luck. I mean, real use case and businesses, mining project, like mining, that's something that's real. Mining these SHA-256 coins, Gorilla Pool, being involved in a mining pool to mine and actually, add value to the network with nodes. That's tangible. That's real. So I'm just being mindful of that. It's a crazy world out there, and that case though is huge. The COPA case is coming up in the next literally a month. I'm lobbying to be at the hearing, at the trial, in February 2024. So hopefully that'll happen. I'm putting my good energy out there towards it, and we'll see if I'm in the courtroom. And it could be adding a lot of value. Definitely going to be meeting with Kurt next month. I think it's the next few weeks on the Coin Geek channel. And I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about this, what's going on, what he knows about the latex files and the technical side of what that even means. Clearly, it's this software that supposedly wrote on the Bitcoin white paper. And if it gets in there, and there is expert testimony, because there hasn't been yet, the Korean article is incorrect, stating that there was an expert. It's not determined by an expert yet. It's just his attorney got it in. But now we're going to have to sit back and wait for the trial to happen. I'm sure there'll be some jousting back and forth before then. So, yeah, that being said, be mindful out there. It's freaking coming up on New Year's weekend right now. It's a great day coming out in San Francisco Bay Area, which is just overcast, foggy, cloudy, beautiful. Absolutely amazing day. And I can't wait for Saturday. I got a great group for tomorrow that I'm in. And, I'll probably start rolling out getting more information out there with some of the other stuff I'm doing in groups that I have going on right now. But I'm just saving it for the right time. Right now, it's just really important for people to be educated as much as they can on what the heck is going on with Bitcoin and the possibilities of worst case scenario of the BTC chain ending and stopping, no longer operating. I mean, please, that's the worst case scenario. I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm not even rooting for it to happen. Okay. I'm really trying to do my best to be neutral here. But that is an order of the court pending. So please, if you're saying BTC to the moon, be sure to give a disclaimer to people that they have notice that the chain could be over at the end of the passing off case. There could be no more Bitcoin BTC. That's a serious statement. All right. But I'm making it because that's what an injunction, potentially worst case scenario for those people could do. All right. Mining is only 5% less profitable right now to mine on BSV. Writing's on the wall. It sure seems like it. This is Gavin Mehl coming at you. I'll put a hand cash link in the description below. And to a prosperous, absolutely enormous 2024 to everybody who follows this. You're going to kill it. It's going to be the best year of our life. Watch. Be a part of it. Subscribe to this channel and share this video and like it, man. We'll see you at the top.